vacation home down here in 1966 and moved here permanently 4 years ago. I am a Johnny-come-lately, as I've said, and I really can't understand why I was chosen for this job. Unless because Billy Martini is an opportunist. You know what an opportunist is, don't you? That's someone who sees their duty and then gets somebody else to do it. So, I'm here, whatever the reason, and you people must suffer the consequences. You know the difference between results and consequences? Results is what you expect. Consequences is what you get. I'm not quite sure what you're going to get tonight because I'm in a little bit of a quandary. I feel a little bit like that bumblebee that was hovering over the nudist colony. He knew what he wanted to do, but he didn't know where to begin. I thought I had these problems all solved when a few days ago I dictated a lot of real fine notes to my secretary, notes that I thought would be appropriate for this occasion. Unfortunately, she resigned before she got them transcribed. Came in the other day to tell me she was leaving, said the reason for my quitting will soon be apparent, and so will I. She's quite a gal. The vital statistics were 36, 24, 36, 52. The 52 is IQ. Remember not too long ago I dictated a bunch of letters to her. I got all through dictating the letters and I told her to add a postscript onto one of the letters congratulating the recipient of that letter upon the birth of a new baby in his family. And she got the postscript on the wrong letter. He wrote me back to straighten me out about his family situation, and she prepared a letter, an appropriate apology, she thought, and put on my desk a letter which read, "Sorry about the mix-up over the new baby. Apparently I was laboring under a misconception." No, we used to have a little girl named Marvine that worked for us occasionally. When we'd have a party or something, we'd have her in to help out. You know, one time we were having a party and we had her in there. Well, half hour or so before the guests were due to arrive, my wife said to Marvine, "Now, Marvine, what I'd like for you to do this evening is stand at the front door and call the guests' names as they come in." She said, "Yes, ma'am, I've been wanting to do."
It's been something, and it's going to grow right on. In spite of us, it's going to grow. And I'm just glad I'm part of it. I'll tell you, I want to be here, and I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I hope everybody has a good time. Thank you a lot. By the way, Johnny Holmes was supposed to be here tonight, but he's on a beer can convention, and he couldn't get here, and he asked me if I could
I was kind of happy to hear Roy say he wasn't going to talk too much about the past. Yeah, it always worries me a little when people start talking too much about the past. It's sort of like trying to make birth control retroactive, you know? And he was talking about that bridge and whatnot. I read the other day, somewhere I read, that there are now over 3,000 automobiles on Anna Maria Island. And you know, if those automobiles were laid end to end along Manatee Avenue, some damn jerk would pull out and try to pass them all. Before I introduce our next speaker, I want you to meet a member of his family. Many of you have probably read, and probably some of you have seen that great motion picture the littlest angel. Well, I want you to meet the littlest angel right now. Tom, you and your wife bring that little boy up here, will you? There he is. Tom and Debbie and Dustin. Looks just like his grandfather. In just a minute, Justin's grandfather. But first, I want to tell you something that happened to him. I know his dedication to the fire department here on Anna Maria Island, and he put it to good use here not too long ago. He was touring over in Italy, and he had a guide that was taking him around, showing him all these great things in Rome, and he took him out and he showed him the Colosseum, and the guide told him that it took over 100 years to build the Colosseum here in Rome. Tom says, heck, that's nothing. We got contractors down in Anna Maria that can put that up in 2 months. So he takes him out and he shows him one of these great old Roman roads out there. And he shows him this great stone road that's been in use for 700 or 800 years. He tells him it took them over 200 years to build this road. Tom says, heck, that's nothing. We got paving contractors down on Cortez Road who could probably finish it in, what, 2 years? Everything that the guide showed him, Tom could point to something on Anna Maria Island that was ever so much better. Well, the guide finally got tired of it, and he took him up on the top of Mount Vesuvius, and they stood around the crater up there, and he was showing him all this stuff boiling and churning down in there, and the guy said, I'll bet you haven't got anything like that on Anna Maria Island. Tom said, hell no, we haven't. We've got a fire department down there to put it out in an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Angel.
We came to the island with my parents in 1940 down to Braden Beach. We've enjoyed everything ever since. Just enjoy a little hot dog stand down there. I think it was about 13th Street South on the beach and it was a converted truck. I remember one time they had a storm down there and it washed the end of the island in two. And we enjoyed that. It gave us a place to play and really had a lot of fun. Remember a lake up in the north end of Anna Maria, about where Mr. Rossi's house is now. And that was fun for us too. Hello? Okay, very good. And we enjoyed all those things. And it's been good for all of us out here. We enjoy our homes, which we share with Sam Cornwell, the tax collector. We enjoy our businesses, which we share with the Island Bank, and things like that. I don't know how many of you people remember the war that we had out here in the island quite a few years ago. It was pretty bad. It was after the Spanish-American War, and it was before the First World War, and it cleaned just about everybody off the island. And the governor called in Roy Baden to settle it, and Roy got a hold of Snooks Adams, and Snooks Adams come out here, and he got Mr. Holmes Sr., and he called a truce on the island, and he divided it up. And he gave the south end to Dick Connick, and he gave the north end to Ernie Cagnina. Mr. Holmes kept the center to keep them apart, and it's been like that ever since. And that's it up for tonight. Thank you.
Tom just mentioned a name here a moment ago, and I understand that Maud Holmes is here. Is she here? Good. For those of you who haven't seen them, the music will be back in just about 2 minutes, and we'll have some more dancing. For those of you who don't want to dance and who aren't willing to stand up and stretch, if you want to go back and haven't seen them, there are a lot of pictures back on the board back here. You might want to take a look at. And we'll be back after half an hour of dancing or so.
Well, we're starting this second segment a little bit earlier because so many people, like old-timers are, they like to get to bed early. Sorry about that. At this point, I have to put my glasses on. It looks like a long list, but it's not going to take too long. First thing I'd like to do is thank Pete, Renard, their helpers, and above all, the cook that made this dinner so good, and that beautiful, beautiful cake. I think they did a marvelous job. That's handsome. The service, I think there's no complaints. They have been just wonderful. Pete Renard has always done us proud every year. And at this time, I'd like for you to meet the committee. It looks like some of the committee has gone home to bed too. But the people on the committee is Mr. Ken Salt. Will you please stand? Mr. Salt. Mr. Salt. Ray Green. I think Mr. Green has gone to bed too. Andy Rasmussen. He's gone to bed. Peggy Quadrier. She's going to be here. Judy Arnold is a new member on the committee this year. Judy's done a terrific job too. Well, I leave the best for the last. My mother, Mrs. Greenwell. Should I go thank her? Jack Flanagan. My glasses are not focusing too well. Jack Flanagan is also on the committee. Jack, you're here. Give him a thing. I'm sorry. I hope I've got them all now. Okay. Now, this evening you had place setting. It says this place is reserved for, and your name was on it. Those serve two purposes. We need comments. We need criticisms. We want to know from you what we could do to make this a better evening. There's going to be quite a few openings on the committee come next year, and we'd like to know if any of you would be interested on being on the committee. If you would be, please put your name on there and say, hey, yeah, I want to be on the committee. Just saying. Also, do you want it again next year? Now, those who think we've gone far enough, let's hear from you. Okay, we need committee members that are interested in the island and trying to keep this thing going. Also, last year I had... I'm on my toes. Yeah, I came up with this harebrained idea about taping the history of the island. I read 4 books on how to interview people. I didn't learn anything. Poor Anna over there, Anna's gone to bed, but poor Anna suffered for several weeks with my trying to tape her history. I'm real happy with what I've got, but it is not the quality of what the library should have. So if there's anybody here who has had experience in interviewing people and would be interested in trying to get this tape recording of our history into the library, please write on that little card that you would love to help us. We're going to need some typists. I can go just so fast with 2 fingers. We need somebody who uses all 10. So if you would be interested in typing these things up also, please put your name on there and say what you would be happy to do. Now, I'm going to take this time and I'm going to talk about my...
the reason and I said, it wouldn't be up and there, and I had met with God, too, man. Once I thought that ain't anything, and I said, hey, it's lovely. For me, was that you go to the bar, this much, I get up and I do it right, so it's a little night out on me. But give me up and good, and over it, and I thought you'd have to look in it. So there, now I thought that would get me, and I didn't know that, I just thought I would get the next night I called out, and it gave me up, thought it was there, and it was got that one, it was a rope, you know. It's okay, I'm big, I'm big. It's nothing all over again, you know. I hope and see if we all up to the month. Yes, I'll be back to work on that. Yes, it was cat, and I got it, I brought it again. It is on mine. I have no belief, I thought, oh, I can have, I brought it again, I'm not running. And I was my, yes, all me for a moment, that's open, I know I'm in it. Yes, you know, keep me up, no, that's all I take, you know, and then I meet up. And I keep me up, all I do is being over. Oh, you know, they get it with, they do good with it, and I meet her out, but they meet, they got it, and I believe, they're fine over that. You know, it's it, who's in the thing? Oh, man, every night, and then there's man, look at what boy, look, very nice meet. Hey, man, me comes over, man. Later, man, me comes here. Now, you say, hell, we, well, I don't know, because we're good. And it's used to them. Yeah, no, you know what you do? Now, you ask we're going to do that up. First, this is going to learn it, it's up to our road. Now, over there, come, cabinet. That's what we're about. Yeah, right. He's so tight now. The horse is a little bit awesome, but because the beauty is that lady, the horse is here. They're also the horse is so well. Oh, even here now. Yeah, but all that is it. You have to do it. Go around the horse, that's not so long now. What? It would be a risk and a very good. I always told you the wrong people. Yeah, well, when we in, so it's not a lot of that. So we can come in, I guess, that's the idea. That's where we come. You can hope. Sure, you'll have to feel like you can handle it. Well, you put all over the line, you go through our top of them, you got to do it, how do you help them now, yeah? Wow, man. Yeah, you know, I don't know, wow, stupid. I'm going to tell you. Wow, man. Okay. Well, I don't know. 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 I
You pretty much